Hi guys, Mama Deb here. Today we're gonna make better than Chili Crisp. You're gonna love it. Let's do it. Okay, here's our goodie bag for this one, and this is another one that is pretty easy to do. We've got avocado oil, soy sauce, red chili flakes, Szechuan peppers, cinnamon, shallots, garlic, some serrano peppers, ginger paste, a little of that, gosh, I don't know how to say it, Japanese gawa yang paste, star anise and cardamom. Now I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. All these things, once you buy them, you've got them. So let's put them all together. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is put into a bowl a cup of red pepper chili flakes, a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of Szechuan peppercorns, a tablespoon of ginger paste, a tablespoon of that Korean gochujang, whatever paste, a teaspoon of sugar, forgot to tell you about that, and then a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of MSG, which is this accent stuff. Fun fact, Szechuan peppercorns are not actually a peppercorn. They are the husk of a seed of a Chinese ash tree. So they are not related to a peppercorn at all. They're more closely related to citrus fruit, lemons, oranges. And if you eat these, and when you eat these, they give off some chemical reaction to your mouth that makes your mouth all tingly. Kind of like sticking your tongue on a 9-volt battery. Fun fact, there we go. This goes in the bowl, just gonna sit here. Pretty easy so far. So I have chopped my shallots with a mandolin, so they're paper thin, sliced I should say. Sliced my garlic, that's the whole clove of garlic, with a mandolin. And this mandolin is part of that chopper I'm talking about. Look how fast this goes. I'm saving the peppers for you. I've washed the peppers. I'm leaving my seeds in. Look how quickly I'm just going to slice this pepper up, and it's going to be in paper thin slices. And the reason that I keep talking about this, people, is because somebody asked me, they're like, why do you keep talking about this chopper? Do you know, one of the biggest things I hear from people is the reason they don't like to cook is because it takes so much time. And really what takes the most time is the chopping and the slicing. Look how quickly that was. That was a pepper that is now paper thin. What did it take me? 20 seconds? So if that is deterring people from cooking at home, which not only makes your food taste better, but it's better for you, it saves you money, all that good stuff, invest in this thing. It's awesome. So I'm gonna chop this up and that's it. Then I've got my 3 things, I've got my stuff in the bowl, and we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay, I have got a 1.5 cups of avocado oil in the pan. Thank God it was 1.5 cups because that's exactly how much I have. So now what we're gonna do is take 3 sticks of cinnamon and put them in. I've got this kind of on a medium heat. And then I'm gonna put in 5 star anise. My star anise broke, so there's pieces of it, but about 5. And then 5 pods of cardamom. That all goes into the oil. Let me get this over here so you can see it's kind of bubbling in there. And now what we are going to do is individually cook our veggies, as I call them. We've got the onions or the scallions first, shallots, that's what they're called. I'm gonna put these in. I'm gonna lower that temperature down. They're supposed to be more of a kind of a low heat. And I am going to fry these in the oil until they get to be just a little bit browned. And then when they're browned, I'm going to take them out. I'm going to put them in this strainer, and then I'll move along to the garlic. and I'll move along to the peppers. So right now it's time for the onions. We're just gonna let them sit in there a little bit, work their magic. We'll be back. So these are still cooking on kind of a low heat. Want them to get, you know, kind of brown. It's called chili crisp, not chili mush. So I'm gonna let these keep going, but boy, does this already smell delicious. Okay, they're starting to get to be this brownish color, so you can see that they're getting like a little bit, little crunchier here. I'm just gonna give them probably less than a minute and take them out. We don't want them to burn, we just want them to be crisp. But this is kind of what we're going for, a nice dark color. Okay, now I'm gonna put the garlic in here and do the same thing with that. So in looking back of what I just had to do, so I have the onions, look how nice and crispy they are. They're crispy, crunchy, they're not burnt, just caught them right beforehand. But I did then have to pick out the cinnamon and the star anise and the cardamom, and I'm like, ooh, I probably should have put those into like one of those little spice racky pod things, but hey, I didn't. So if I was gonna do this again, I've actually made this before, so I should know better. It really wasn't that difficult, and you know, it's not like you have to do it. I could have just left it in with the onions for now, but nah, keeping them back in there. Garlic, you want to be very careful with. The garlic here, you do not want it to get brown. If you burn the garlic, it gets more bitter. So garlic, keep a real close eye on it. As soon as it starts to get even slightly in color, I'm gonna move this off the heat, scoop out all the garlic, and put it in here because it will kind of just keep crunching up, but don't wait till your garlic gets brown. If you do, it'll be burnt. It won't work. Okay, right about here is when you want to think about grabbing them out. They're just starting to turn a little color. I'm gonna give them just a few seconds more and then pull them out. All right, so the garlic is out. Nice and crunchy, crispy. Just put them in the strainer with the onions. And now I put this back onto the heat. I'm gonna let it just get a little bit warmer because I'm gonna add in some soy sauce. Ooh, that was a 1/4 cup of soy sauce that you put in before you do the last step of these peppers. So these peppers now we're gonna fry up with the soy sauce and the oil. Gonna let those get crispy as well. And when that's done, I'm gonna put them in here. And these are all just gonna sit here and drain until we do the rest of our magic. So while these peppers are sitting here crisping up, I fished out the cinnamon and the cardamom and the star anise, put them in with here, just to make it easier when I'm scooping out the peppers at the end of this. I just, you know, picked them out with chopsticks, kind of fun. I'm waiting for my peppers to get crispy, and then as soon as they are, I am gonna take the peppers out, put them in here with these just to sit, and then I'm gonna pour the oil on top of this and just let this sit here for like 45 minutes. And then we'll see what happens. Okay, it looks like these guys are finally crisping up. So I'm gonna take them out. Now they're not burnt. What's been kind of fun to watch is the soy sauce has kind of adhered to the peppers. So they're very soy-y. I've been watching them very closely. They took a longer time to cook than I would think. They were not getting crunchy. They were just kind of cooking away, collecting the soy, which is why we put those in there. Got to be a reason for that. Somebody with scientific knowledge, you let me know why that all happened. And now what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to turn this oil up just a little bit We don't want it to get smoky, but I do want it to get hotter. And then this should only take just a few seconds, and we're gonna dump it right over here. I'm just gonna let this heat up a few minutes. Okay, this is about where I want it. It's getting really hot. I'm just gonna take it off, pour everything over that bowl. Gonna give it a little stir because it had the the ginger paste and the Korean paste and the sugar and MSG and all that stuff. So now this here is going to sit for about 45 minutes. I'll probably leave it for an hour. Don't have to do a thing to it. It's just gonna sit there, work its magic. That hot oil is gonna cook in with the peppers. I've left the cinnamon and the anise and the cardamom pods in there as well. This is just gonna sit here and cool down. Only one more thing to do. All right, it's time. It's been about an hour, and the oil, it's a lot cooler than it was. I'm just gonna take out the cinnamon and the star anise, if I can find it. If I don't, it's gonna stay in here. Oh, that was pretty easy. They're pretty big. Smells good. It's cooled down. So it's got all that flavor that's cooked in. There's a few of the pods. I may have lost some of those cardamom pods somewhere. We'll find out. Oh well. So now I'm gonna take all of this, which is just, you know what's really weird, and I wanna get back to this. These look burnt, right? But they're not burnt. They're super soy-y. The soy just kind of connected to those peppers, which is weird. But we're gonna put all this crunch, which is what makes it chili crunch, into here and mix it all up. And then I'll get it into a jar and then we'll see what it looks like. All right, here it is, guys. This is the homemade chili crisp. It's got the crunches. I'm gonna take a bite. It's really good. Not only do you have that crunchy onion and garlic and those soy peppers, but that cinnamon and the anise add something, that Szechuan peppercorn. Woo! Lick the battery. This is delicious. In the store, this would cost you a lot of money. And honestly, this is much better than most of the stuff you're buying in the store. Trust me on this. Make yourself some homemade, better than chili crisp. Enjoy.